What it do, Modified 95 family? We are back out here in the Honda library doing some more work. Still working with a budget of zero. I have some more recycling to take in to get a little bit more money for this b18a1 project. It's a rebuild and it's slowed down a little bit because the best offer I had was about $500 to fix the cylinder walls from the damage of the rust, which is somewhat my fault because when I had it, I should have just drained it and made sure the inside was good before I just let it sit for several years, like half a decade. It was a while, 4 or 5 years I had it stored. But that's okay. So I'm going to do some more recycling so I can stay true to only spending money that I make from recycling. And I think the next thing I will actually buy will be the tool that allows me to get the valve springs and retainers and valves out, because it's not the same as the really cheap $20 VTech one that works on everything. The LS one is a little bit different, so I need to get that. So instead, I'm gonna mix some mystery chemicals that I got at work. Watch the video. I'm very susceptible to copying things I see. That's why there's warnings and shows. So this is half ATF, it's actually a little bit more ATF, and acetone. It doesn't really seem like it mixes. It's almost like the inside of a lava lamp. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'm gonna shake it like salad dressing until it emulsifies. And I'm gonna take a toothbrush and I'm gonna scrub out the inside of my combustion chambers to clean out all the carbon buildup. And I almost lost you there for a second. And I'm also going to clean up the ports on the outside. I'm not doing any porting or polishing. It's just gonna be clean to make it as factory as possible. And so here we go. Give me 5 on my black hand side and let's go. Here's the head that we're going to work on. We checked the block to make sure that it wasn't warped, and if the steel that the block's made of is not warped, it's very unlikely that the head is warped. So yeah, just waiting to take these out. It's pretty clean in here. Did a little at-home hot tank and got it as clean as I felt like it needed to be. There's only a little bit of residue in there from old oil. I think all that will clean up once this thing is back and running. And so let's flip this bad boy over, because this is not the side we're concerned with. This is what you came to see. I'd like to clean these up a little bit. Just a lot of spent exhaust come through here, and maybe down here. And I really want to turn it up so it's facing down. I might find a way to do that, but the problem as of now is these bad dogs are so big. So maybe I'll put the valve cover back on and it'll sit more appropriately, but we'll find a way. But I'm gonna grab a toothbrush, which I actually have right here, and some of this cleaner, and we're gonna get to it, see what we can do. So I just painted a little bit of that mixture of ATF and acetone, which I mixed. It looks a lot more like Kool-Aid, which excites me, but I know not to drink it. And I can see it's already separating into its 2 separate parts, so I'll keep mixing it. And yeah, I just want to get in through here. You can see each one of these cylinders just needs a little bit of love. All the valves are all tucked all the way up, so when looking at the pistons, which we cleaned in another video, it didn't look like they had contacted, and so I don't think any of these are bent. That's not really a way to check that until it comes out. But when these do come out, I will soak them in muriatic acid, because they should be steel, and so they won't have any negative reaction, where this head would just be destroyed by putting acid on it. So I'm trying this cleaner, and I'm going to keep coating it, and then I'm going to use my toothbrush. This one's cleaner than the other one, and I'm just going to keep scrubbing this surface to see if we can make any kind of change. That actually worked pretty good. I'll throw up a before and after clip after this. And I just went, I had a sponge and my toothbrush. I was trying very hard not to use this. This is like more something I would use to prep for paint, and this might be too abrasive. I don't want to damage anything. I'm hoping everything's still good. And I was thinking, you know what, if I took us to a head shop, they could pull the valves out and I wouldn't need that tool. And then they would clean it, and it would probably look like this afterwards for one set price. But then at the same time, I was thinking, if I don't get that tool, then when I get this back, I won't be able to reassemble it. And so that would take away from the learning process. And then also, it would be probably more for them to do all that. And so this is definitely supposed to be a budget build and what you can do in your garage at home, because we're very much in my garage. There's the funding source, the recycling right over there. I did take some of this cleaner and I wiped it inside. This is the intake side right now. And I'm gonna flip it around to the exhaust side, but look how clean those are. It cleaned it right up. And I think it lightened up some of these. You'll have to compare in the before and after photo, because I was just massaging it and rubbing it. And now I'm just kind of cleaning it up. And when I do get these valves out, it's probably still going to need to go to the machine shop, because I think these are going to be all damaged. Because if these steel valves rusted, then they're definitely going to have damaged I think they're usually like brass, and I want to say valve seals, that little ring around there that you make sure it matches up. And then I was noticing on the exhaust side, they say D, and on the intake side, they say R. Does anyone know what that means? I don't know. I could look it up, or one of you 82 subscribers could tell me. Let's flip this bad boy over. I'm trying to make this a super long video, but just making progress. I'm gonna clean up the exhaust ports and then wait till I have enough to buy that tool. I'm about $25 shy to stay in budget. All right, let's see the total of what we did today. This is as clean as I could get it for now. I would say the acetone and ATF mix worked well, just with some mild abrasion, just rubbing it with my sponge and with my toothbrush right there, just to clean this up. I use my pick a little bit to kind of clean up these corners. And I'll probably do this a second time after the valves come out. But after the valves come out, it'll probably go to the head shop to get, or the machine shop, head shop, to get the new seals in here, and probably new valve guide seals, I think. I think I'll probably need both of those, because I'm sure everything is junk from the time it sat and the condition it sat in. Intake side, very clean. I just really gave it a wipe with the towel, and that cleaned it up real well. And then on this side, these are those exhaust ports. So I don't have a before and after, but it's the exhaust side, so you know it was black all the way. But that cleaned it up pretty well. I ended up using wire wheel just for a little bit in here, and it didn't cause any damage because it's softer than this metal, I believe. And I was going pretty light just with some of that cleaner on there. So I'm pretty happy with this, making progress. And this, I do want to paint eventually, both the block and the head. I want to make a match, and then maybe I'll do the transmission the same color. Not that I'll need to put a transmission on this, but I have a few spares. And I just want to get this all back into working condition, and this is going to have to be so much cleaner. Every time I look at this thing, I find something to wipe off, and so it has to be even cleaner in every little cranny, nook and cranny that's going to be painted, and all the stuff that doesn't need to get painted will have to be covered up. But yeah, it should be pretty beautiful. I'd love to see progress in this project, and I hope you guys are enjoying following along with me. It's just a hot day. I'm off work early, and I wanted to do something beautiful. All right, family, until I see you next time. Peace.